I've seen many French Jews sort of raise the alarm because on the one hand, there's the far right, and on the other hand, there's the far left. And how seriously do these two groups take anti-Semitism? How seriously do they take it in the opposite way, right? Like how much are they sort of using anti-Semitism? You mentioned the war between, the Israel-Gaza war. What role is that? And what role is that playing in this election, if at all? And what do you think that this election will mean for anti-Semitism in France?
Well, it's playing a major role in this election. It played a major role in the characterization of the left, the far left, the La France Insoumise, which is the radical left component of this new left alliance, even before the dissolution, because Jean-Luc Mélenchon has, although I would not say he's an anti-Semite himself, he's been quite ambiguous about his attitude toward candidates who express a more openly anti-Semitic or anti-Zionist or anti-Israel position. There's a lot of dishonesty among all the parties about what exactly is being discussed. But the fact is that Mélenchon has courted as part of his electoral base the suburban populations in France. The French suburbs are largely inhabited by people who have immigrated to France, either recently or have descended from immigrants of a previous generation. There are many Muslims, many Arabs, many North Africans in those suburbs. And it has to be said that there's a great deal of anti-Israel sentiment in those areas. In trying to appeal to that anti-Israel sentiment, Mélenchon has courted ambiguity, right, and tried to maintain an open position on where he stands exactly on anti-Semitism, because he doesn't want to alienate that base. So that position has been exploited by his opponents, both in the center and on the far right. Now, the irony of this is, of course, that the far right party, the Rassemblement National, is descended from an openly anti-Semitic party.
Right.
It was headed by Jean-Marie Le Pen, the father of the current leader of the party. He's the man who is notorious for saying that the Holocaust was a minor detail of European history, for making a pun on crematory ovens. The name of a minister at the time was Durafour. Four is French for oven. He made a pun on that minister's name. And he was expelled from his own party by his daughter when she took over on the grounds of anti-Semitism, a decision that he challenged in the courts and lost. So the French courts have found him literally guilty of anti-Semitism. So this is the party that is now accusing the far left of anti-Semitism.
Right.
And quite ironically, Serge Klarsfeld, the famous Nazi hunter who spent all of his life tracking down perpetrators of the Holocaust from the concentration camps, has said that if he is faced with a choice between a far left candidate and a far right candidate, he will vote for the far right candidate.
Oh, wow.
So for the descendant of Jean-Marie Le Pen and his co-founder, the RN was the Front National was co-founded by a member of the Waffen SS. So that's the irony of the anti-Semitism issue in this election.